My friends, and now it's time for a very controversial debate today on Hot Under the Collar. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. For 6 years, Sandra Clark was a reporter for Star Magazine, and she's currently a reporter for HollywoodLife.com. Thank you, Sandra, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I gotta tell you the truth, Sandra. When I was reading this stuff, some of your declarations about tabloids being necessary and even good, it made me really hot under the collar, and that's why we invited you here. I mean, tabloids have been very, very nasty to me and to my family. I don't know how you can call them good. How are they good?
They're good because they bring people together. There are many good things about tabloid journalism. It sparks discussion, it sparks debate.
I think it promotes gossip.
But yes,
you know,
I agree.
Let me give you an example.
But it is gossip, but people love gossip.
I guess they do, because I'll tell you this. In my case, my wife and I, we were photographed in May of 2009 on a beach together.
When you weren't.
When I was a Roman Catholic priest, and she's a single adult female. Right. That was the one truth that was reported. Right. Everything they said for the next 4 months was a lie.
And you know what?
One after the other after the other.
I understand, but you're a public figure, and this is what's going to happen. It comes with the property, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. Look where you are now. You're in a wonderful place, and the public saw this, and they stood by you. Some people maybe didn't stand by you, but people are going to gossip no matter what.
But don't you think a bunch of the people believe the lies on the tabloids?
I don't think, sometimes, but you know what I'm going to say is that a lot of times you think these are lies in the tabloids. They're not. They may be exaggerated, but for instance, yes.
I'll tell you, one of the issues that I have with it is that it was very difficult for me to see myself in the front cover of a magazine or see my wife with people just making up totally false stories.
Of course.
And when you ask them about their sources, they say, well, our sources are private. We can't say what we got. Right. You know, that's not journalism. I always thought journalism was about reporting the truth. And then you know what's even worse? Let me tell you what's even worse. Right. And I know that I know that's going to be below the belt, but this is even worse. Okay. Credible news sources. Okay? Yes. And I'm not going to name any of them, but credible news sources where people get their news every day quote the tabloids as if they were real. Well, and I'm like, wait a minute. Don't you have to investigate that stuff before you quote?
Okay, but I can tell you from firsthand experience, I have covered lots of stories, investigative stories, where I've had to sit with my source and a polygrapher and getting the truth. I have to interview these people. I have to find out if they're telling the truth. I don't want to be telling a lie. And the thing is that it's hard what we do, but a lot, like what you said, a lot of reporters who are working at these so-called, the good magazines that are nice, and nice doesn't always mean the truth. I mean, I mentioned People magazine before, but a lot of times these types of magazines are afraid to touch the truth. And again, it's magazines and reporters like myself and like people at National Enquirer and HollywoodLife.com and Star Magazine that are trying to get the truth and trying to get to the bottom of it.
See, I see the tabloids as a way of somehow getting people talking about rumors that were created by people who envy you and who basically don't want you to get ahead. And so what they do is they get a lot of publicity. They're in the front cover every week. But I cannot believe that everything that is said about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie is actually true.
Well, I
can't believe that everything they say about Oprah has been true. And I can't believe, and I know, I can tell you this, I know with certainty, 90% of what they said about me was not true.
And you know what? The most important
thing. And my wife, by the way, who was a very private person, I realized she married a public figure, but my wife was a very private person, also had a right to her good reputation, and they did everything they could to destroy her name. I think journalism is about reporting the truth.
Right.
I think journalism is about investigating something before you print it.
I agree, but I also
And when you go to a lawyer to talk about it, you know what they say?
What?
They're protected by the First Amendment.
But it's true, they are protected by the First Amendment, but this is also the great thing about America, is that people have the freedom of choice, not only with what they read, but what they want to believe. And also, I just want to put it out there, Just because you read something and it's in Star Magazine or one of these so-called tabloid magazines, don't shrug it off because it says that's the magazine, because I've covered lots of stories that are true stories that other magazines would say, no, that can't possibly be true. And they were true stories. And I am a reporter. I'm an investigative reporter. I would never tap anybody's phone, but I'm proud of what I do, and I make a lot of people happy. I make a lot of people sad, but not all reporters who are tabloid reporters are these people hiding out in garbage cans trying to like destroy other people's careers.
Let's not even go there, because I've been followed by paparazzi practically everywhere, including in church. So I want you to know.
Well, I'm glad you were found by the paparazzi. I'm sorry you had to go through what you went through, but look where you are today. So I applaud you for that. Oh. And that was the good that came out of it.
Thank you for those nice words, but I'm going to tell you, it's tough.
I know.
Go to FatherAlbertShow.com and tell me what gets you hot under the collar. We'll be right back. Thank you. Thank you for coming.